Gotta stay fresh like a brand new whip. That new smell, switching it up, too stale. They try to text, leaving my bread, switching the phone, new cell. Secrets I kept, do tell. We had a fight, tooth nail. This is a race, I know my place. Coming for first, blue shell. Just so you know, I'm the one who's disrupting the industry. Baby, just throw up the stats. I used to lack a direction, I find it cause nowadays I put the globe on the map. Don't need the publicist, I don't want none of this. I keep it simple, I show up and rap. Whoa, feeling like Cardi when she got the bag. You know I'm closing the gap. Auto-tune off, but the tune's on auto. I set trends and then you all follow. See no stack like a do staccato. DIY, that's the crew whole motto. Float on the beat like it's easy mode. I'm on a whole different level, don't even know. I couldn't load the whole clip and don't need to reload it. I'm golden, I got it unlimited. Listen, they know what I'm about it. My penmanship different and missing. It's not in my diction and fiction. It's not in my writtens. I'm leaving them smitten. I'm keeping it fresh like a brand new whip. That new smell, switching it up, too stale. They try to text, leaving my bread, switching the phone, new cell. Secrets I kept, do tell. We had a fight, tooth nail. This is a race, I know my place. Coming for first, blue shell.
I know some homies that lost my respect unaware, and that's a reality check. My problems are stacking up problems, is taller than me, for real. It's giving me headache. Please don't be putting no cameras in my face. That's tax, reality checks. Protecting the image and cropping the L's. Life editing, the vision is blazed. The money motion 360, moving in circles, and this shit track on me. Yeah, I got it for free, don't shop at the mall, nigga. What you even know about bricks? If you don't get it, that's cool. Why you tryna tap in, dog? You didn't even know about leaks. I'm rocking exclusive, drinking kombucha. I'm still beating on beats. They jacking the sauce, they trying to duplicate flows. The bars is bootleg, making it flows. Don't keep me afloat. The money, my language, I'm fluent.
New smell, switching it up, too stale. They try to text, leaving my bread, switching the phone, new cell. Secrets I kept, do tell. We had a fight, tooth nail. This is a race, I know my place. Coming for first, blue shell.
The grid. A digital frontier. I tried to picture clusters of information as they move through the computer. What did they look like? Ships? Motorcycles? Were the circuits like freeways? I kept dreaming of a world I thought I would never see. Then one day, radar void got in.
Got him.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, damn it. Yep, knockdown. Got it. That was my headshot. Alright, where's the 110? Somebody in the water too. Oh.
About a little bit, I mean, I had it.
Now behind Stefan. Here we go.
Oh.
All done. It's on fire. Ow.
E3, okay.
I'm dead.
Bro, I was doing everything I could.
mean,
Three, two, one. Do it.
I am good to go whenever we are ready.
Distro, how'd you like the little tag, or not tag, but the like little thing I put for Tavik when I put Honey Badger?
I enjoyed it. I think that's appropriate. Angry little man.
That's why I put Honey Badger. Like, he's angry, he's a halfling, and he's a ranger.
You wouldn't expect the halfling to be angry or a ranger, so it'll be a little different. People will not. It'll be unassuming. They won't suspect much.
Someone who has seen a halfling barbarian multiple times.
Yes. That's great.
Alright, I'm here, y'all.
Okay. Everyone good?
Yep.
So I have a question for God.
Yes.
Can my loot for my bard be a ukulele?
Yeah. You can have a ukulele.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
You can swap out any loot proficiencies and just retype that in as a ukulele. But in exchange, you have to sing.
Baby Shark.
What is it called? It's not Baby Shark.
Oh,
No.
no.
You sing Baby Shark, your character will be smited immediately. That
Party
is
girl.
a torturous song.
Before you think of it, let me ask: is it called Where is it? Where is it? Come on, fucking load. I don't know why my Spotify says it's currently set to offline. Is it Over the Rainbow by that one Hawaiian dude?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that question.
That's right.
That's the only acceptable song if you have a ukulele. Doesn't always have to be played, but has to be played at least once.
And confirm.
I do not have a ukulele, but trust me. On the journeys, that's what's going to be playing.
But as of now, we have everybody in.
Yep.
Everyone's good and loaded. Right. So, just gonna get into the habit of how we're gonna do this. Usually, in the beginning of every session, I'll ask you guys to kind of recap what happened last session to the best of your abilities. And then I will read over my notes to fill in any additional gaps or information that I feel may be relevant to whatever situation you guys are currently in. And then something I started doing with all of my games is I will also ask for a kind of insight on your character's current thoughts. It could be anything from what has either currently happened in the last session or where they're currently standing now. Any feelings, thoughts, or kind of overall internal monologue that may be going inside. That helps with, I hope that helps with kind of the roleplay aspect of our characters, along with kind of getting you guys prepped and ready for that like mentality of getting into the game. And it also gives me a little bit of insight of like where your character stands or what they're doing. So I know we really didn't do much, but we did discuss in between sessions what, kind of backstories for our characters. So kind of keeping that in mind, what do we remember from last session? Even though
I had tentacles. And I ripped this person in half with tentacles. And then that finished the last zombie. We got our reward and went to head on to another adventure.
I died.
Didn't die.
I got a
You
couple
didn't die.
shots.
You just went unconscious for a minute, I think.
Yeah,
I
you
said
didn't
about
die.
died.
About died, yeah.
I was about to say you didn't die. Not yet.
I don't even think I actually went unconscious. I managed to keep myself up.
Right. And then, so last session you guys finished off a guild mission that you guys were sent on previously, just to take out a couple of undeads, which you guys managed to do and were paid for. I think each one of you received, what I say, 10 gold pieces
I think so.
from
That
said
sounds right.
mission. Which, you know, it's usually missions of that caliber, 10 gold is pretty good. In this world, as a reference of what 10 gold would get you, if you want to live on, you know, a kind of lavish lifestyle, 10 gold a day is usually the lifestyle that you, or usually the amount of money that you would have to spend for that. So 10 gold could easily last you a week, if not a month, if you spread it out properly. You were given a letter by the guild asking you to meet your old friend Gundrick, who asked to meet you guys down in Neverwinter for a job and a favor. If you guys were willing to escort it, and he said he'd pay you handsomely by rewarding you guys with the same amount, 10 gold pieces, to just deliver a caravan of supplies, which would take you a total of a couple of days to do so. So, just to kind of get an idea of where your character's at, I know there may not be too much going on in your character's head, but I would like a little insight of, you know, where your character stands, if anywhere, as of right now, between the last mission and the current mission that you guys are, you know, going to inevitably go on to. You know, where's your character's head at? So I'll just kind of go down. Sal, where are you at?
Cell is, or I am, just trying to figure things out. You know, I don't know. Have we decided how long we've been traveling together with the four of us?
We can actually make that discussion now if you want.
So, yeah, how familiar are we with each other?
I think a couple months at the very least would make the most sense.
Okay. So we know each other a little bit, but not, you know, fully. So
yeah. You guys have definitely a working relationship.
Yeah.
At the very least at this point. Anything beyond that, you guys can kind of figure out amongst yourselves. All of you guys together have for sure been together for at least the past 2 months, the bare minimum.
So Cell's starting to get more comfortable with everyone. And just trying to figure out the mystery of everyone, I guess.
Okay. Just trying to get to your nerd compatriots.
Yes.
Oliver, where are you at?
I think Oliver's just with his fresh with death. Usually comes from like guards and people that he tries to avoid as he tries to seduce their relatives. Yeah, he's just thinking himself like, damn, I about died. And then this freaky one has tentacles. That's pretty much his thought process right now. Just what the fuck.
Okay. Larissa, where are you at?
Basically, my current thought process is first off, where the hell did the tentacles come from? And are they here to stay? And honestly, confused. Mainly because of I learned something new that I could do that I didn't know I could do. But safe because I know that the people that I am with can possibly not hurt me. Keyword, possibly.
Mhm.
That's about it.
Okay. Tavik?
I am getting a little frustrated with Sel because we had an arrangement that I was going to be getting somewhere with him being an elf and having some connections with the Feywild, possibly with his lineage, and I'm kind of results driven. So now that we completed that one mission, I'm a little standoffish and just kind of, I know we got the next bounty or whatever is coming our way, but yeah, that's just where my guy's at. A little grouchy.
All right. That's a fairly good point. All right. So we're just going to do a little bit of a time skip. You guys, have managed to make it to Neverwinter. Took you a couple of days of travel to get there. Have finally managed to go to the tavern where Gundrick will be at. You guys are all at a table to which he's rented out a private room for. Gundrick, who is a dwarf, kind of stands across from you, and next to him you see a human warrior, in full armored equipment, just kind of standing there. Looks to be an older gentleman. I can actually give you a picture of who this individual is. If you want to give me a second. Can I do it through this way? Cannot do it through this way. I have to do it through this way. Nope. Who looks as such?
Oh.
It looks more worn than my leather shoes.
Gundrick sitting across from you is like, good day, friends. It has been a while. I am glad you've answered my summons for you all. But I have a small favor and, of course, a job that I wish to ask of you all. Simply enough, I have a wagon load of provisions that needs to be sent out to the rough and tumble settlement of Fendelver. It's a couple days' travel southeast of the city. And I was wondering if you guys could escort said wagon down to a trading post called Bartham's Provisions. You guys arrive there, and it'll 10 gold pieces for each one of you. It's a simple enough job, but I ask you do it as quickly and as safely as possible.
I am familiar with this route.
Fairly common route. There shouldn't be too much of a trouble. I do know. I do know kind of getting closer to Fendelin. There has been a slight tendency of a couple of bandits running around, but you guys are a very capable crew, and I would trust no one else than yourselves to be able to deliver these provisions, which I do like to point out, quite valuable to this, are quite valuable to the success of a current endeavor that me and my brothers have come across. I don't care to say too much about it, but trust me when I say that this could change the world.
What's in the box?
There's nothing in the box, old friend. Just a couple of provisions. Axes, shovels, crowbars, kegs of strong ale, some caskets of salted pork. Just standard provisions needed for miners and, of course, us dwarves.
I never knew salted pork could change the world.
Oh, they cannot, but men need to eat. And men are the ones that change this world.
You are indeed correct with that statement, my friend.
So it's a simple job. You guys can leave tomorrow morning. Me and Sildar over here will probably leave, well, not too long after our conversation here.
When
We
do we
need
get paid?
to deal with additional business that requires us to get there a little sooner.
When do we get paid?
As soon
Yeah,
as you
when do we
arrive.
get paid?
As soon as you arrive to the trading post. If I'm not there, I have already given orders to I've already given orders to Bartham to pay you as soon as you arrive.
Half
At
up
which
front?
point you guys are free to do whichever you wish.
Sounds good to me.
I don't know about you guys, but I require half up front.
I agree, because how do we know we're not going to get screwed over and not get paid? I want to make sure I get at least something out of this.
I'm a man of my word.
We get screwed over on the way though, then we lose half.
Well, like I said, the provisions on the provisions on the wagon are quite crucial. They need to be taken there safely. I do trust that you guys are more than capable of it. Under normal circumstances, the steel would be set and true, but for people like you, I know that you are to be trusted. Now, I will say staying forward or being upfront. If the provisions aren't able to make it, I will not be able to provide you the additional half of the gold promised.
They'll
I'll
make
be
it.
paying you out of my pocket.
Understandable.
It's understandable.
Excellent. And you see him kind of go into one of his little pouches and count out the equivalent of 20 gold in various change of copper, silver, and gold themselves, and then push it over all to you.
Pleasure doing business.
Half business
We
anyway.
got this. Let's go.
Excellent. Uh, the rooms are already rented out for you. Please eat and drink to your heart's content. But remember, a job tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
I'll.
You see him with the back of his hand slap Sildar on the front of his chest. Sildar, let's get running. We have quite a bit ahead of us. Sildar stands up and just kind of does a gentle bow to the rest of you and heads off with Gundrick as they both head out of this private room and leave you guys to do as you need to.
I am going to hopefully follow them quietly when they don't really see me and kind of just want to keep eyes on them as they leave.
Yep.
From a distance. I want to watch them, make sure they don't do anything shady that raises my suspicions as they're loading on their horses or buggies, whatever, and taking off. I'll do that.
Yep. As you're kind of running around, or not running around, as you're tailing them behind, do you want to give me a stealth check at advantage as you're doing it from the shadows and keeping your distance?
Sneaky.
Stealth check. So I just click on stealth.
Yes.
Hit the advantage thing at the top first.
Oh, advantage. Advantage, and then stealth. 2 14s or?
All right. 21.
All right.
With your modifiers of proficiency and dexterity. Modifiers. Wait, I think something might be wrong there. 1 second, let me quickly check your sheet.
So I clicked on advantage, and then I went over to stealth check, which I'm a 7.
You have. Ah, I see what the issue is here. Okay. It won't be a problem here. At the end of the session, we're gonna have to work on your character sheet.
Okay.
I always forget that Rangers have. It gives you it gives you stuff that you should have and shouldn't have. But for the time being, we'll run it as is. We'll figure that out later.
Okay.
Alright. But 21 works. You're able to kind of tail them, and you're able to see that Gundrick and Sildar both kind of get onto their horses, fill up the packs. One thing you do notice that stands out more, or stands out in the whole situation, is that Gundrick pays extra attention to one of his saddlebags. You see him pull out this kind of this tapestry or this rolled up scroll in a protective container that he practically doubles, triples, and quadruples checks just to make there it's secured. He checks all the loops and bindings on his saddle just to make sure that that one particular area stays fastened on his horse. You see, he kind of talks to Sildar about a couple of things. Most of it you can't really pick up at the distance that you've kept, but he really seems to put a bunch of attention in that particular scroll and protective cover that it has on there. But he straps it on. He makes a, with his deeper kind of voice that carries out, he's like, Sildar, off we ride! In a very kind of jovial, more exaggerated voice than he needs to. Kind of spooks a couple of horses in the stalls, but they get on and begin to head off.
Alright. Okay. I'll head back in and I'm just gonna keep quiet.
Right. So you guys are able to eat and drink to your heart's content. However, much you care to do of each will be to your own discretions. But unless there's anything major, we'll just kind of move on to the next morning. As we approach the next morning, you guys are given special instructions on where to find the wagon that is being pulled by 2 oxen. There's enough room in the front to hold at least 2 people, a driver and a passenger, and then there's room enough in the back for the rest of you guys to jump in and kind of be carried along with there.
I call shotgun.
Who's actually going to be the one that drives this, and who's going to be? Well, we already know who shotgun is.
I can probably drive it since I know the ways, so it's kind of what I do.
Tavik, are you sure your feet can reach the pedals?
No pedal. You're sitting in the back.
So as you guys kind of examine the wagon, as originally stated, the wagon is packed with a full assortment of mining supplies and food. This includes a dozen sacks of flours, several caskets of salted pork, a couple of kegs of strong ale, shovels, pickaxe, crowbars, lanterns, small barrels of oils, about 50 flasks in volume, all totaling, if you guys were to take a rough guess, about 100 gold pieces worth of equipment.
Anything locked up or anything that they don't want us to see?
Nope, everything seems pretty open. Aside from it being secured or either just kind of shut so that it doesn't spill all over the place. Everything you'd be able to get into if you needed to in an immediate rush or under normal circumstances.
I'm comfortable transporting it. Seems pretty standard fare.
Right.
So this is all we're taking to them or delivering?
Yes, this is the wagon that you'll be delivering to Bartham's Provisions, a trading post in Fendelin. Let me move you guys over to the area map. Maybe. There we go. So, you guys will start off up here in Neverwinter, and we'll be traveling south on the high road. Your objective is obviously Fendelin down here, and you'll be taking Tribor's Trail to reach said location.
Gotcha.
During which it takes you a couple of days to. It'll take you about a day or two to make the whole travel, assuming roads are good and you don't run into any major issues. During that time, you guys, can talk to each other, have any continued conversations. This would be a moment, since there's downtime, to have any role playing amongst each other as players, if you care to do so. If not, I'll just, continue going forward. So, if you guys care to have so, you may. Otherwise, we can continue as such.
Would it be wrong, Tavik, to kick Oliver off the wagon?
You're gonna kick
Make him
Oliver off?
walk?
Why, what's he doing?
Nah, I'm just sitting there playing my instrument, man.
Same song over and over.
He has got
again.
this thing on repeat. Does he not know another song?
We can hear you back here, just so you know.
That's the elf.
Or at least take his instrument from him.
If you
The
have
song's
a
getting
request,
annoying.
If you have a request, make one.
You know any Elven songs?
Potentially, I do speak Elvish.
Called I'm the wise one that knows nothing.
If you know an Elven one, play an Elven one.
The Elven ones. What do you want me to roll for that?
If you know any Elven songs,
Yeah.
let's do a history check.
History, where you at? Oh, this is lovely. Oh, that was not supposed to be advantage. Normal.
11.
So in situations like this where you end up running 2 dice, whether advantage or disadvantage, we just need a normal roll. We'll always take the leftmost number as the first rolled die. So for this scenario, we'll take that 11 as songs potentially known. The DC for this one was just going to be a DC 10 to see if you knew any songs. And you do happen to know a handful of songs. If you want to give me a 2d4 to see how many of those songs you can actually recite.
2d4.
Yeah, so you know 2 Elven songs. Pretty well. Maybe another 3 more, but the melody and lyrics kind of pass your memory, and you're not confident enough to perform them. Unless
Gotcha.
you're really persuaded to do so.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know 2 that I can do pretty well.
Alright, let's hear it. It's better than the crap you've been playing so far.
You guys spend the next couple of days following the high road south from Neverwinter. And as you recently veered east along the Triboard Trail, you encounter no trouble so far. But this territory can be dangerous. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk around in this trail. While you've been on the Triboard Trail for about half a day or so, as you come across the bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you. Blocking the path, each has several black feathered arrows stuck out of them. The woods press close to the trail here, with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side. So let me pop you over to the other map.
This looks like an ambush.
Pop. 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 Is this map dark for you guys?
Yeah. dark, yeah. I see a character profile in the top corner. Oh, that's me.
Let me adjust the lighting here. It's
There you go.
daylight. There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, yeah, you're right. This looks like a standard ambush. I'm going to tell them I'm jumping off the wagon. I'm going into the bushes and keep traveling forward. So I'm gonna jump off and head in the direction of the bluff to the north.
Right over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna skirt
Okay.
the tree line there in the shrubs. I'm small enough that this is kind of what I usually do if we start running into blockades or anything. My standard fare when I'm guiding people.
Okay. Did you guys leave the wagon behind, or is someone keeping behind for it?
I kind of
Or
just
you guys kind of?
I handed the reins over to my co-pilot, and I said, I'm following the wood line. I'll see you on the other side. And I'm gonna jump off and skitter into the brush there.
Plop down a wagon for you guys.
Hey, we got a little cart.
Alright.
It's a little bit bigger.
Can y'all hear the individual in the background?
Mm-hmm.
Can.
Okay, just making sure. Yes, they can hear you. You're always loud.
Right. Tevik, as you skirt around it, I'm assuming you're hiding?
Yeah.
Or trying to sneak around?
Yes, in the brush.
Right. Do you want to give me some stealth checks?
Sure thing. Okay, at regular.
Yes. 19. Excellent.
I'm little. It's what I do.
Larissa, Cell, and Oliver, as you see traffic kind of go into the tree line and begin skirting his way around it, what do you guys do with the wagon and yourselves?
Slowly
Well,
move over to the driver's seat and say, well, we need to hide this first and foremost because I want the rest of my pay.
I'm gonna put my instrument away.
Yay, no more music. Sorry.
Boss, shush.
Go up there and play
Play more
someone. It
than
might
just
draw
one
him out.
song.
So you jump out?
I will jump out when she starts hiding the wagon.
Okay. Where do you hide the wagon at? Or what do you do with it? Just kind of put it off the side of the road.
I'm going to put it off to the side of the road in some trees to
Okay.
cover it.
Right. So you kind of take it over here and put it there. It is it's a fairly large wagon with 2 oxen towards it, so you can really only do so much behind it. But you do the best you can. It's if someone was looking for it, they can easily see it, but to the same extent, can miss it as well. Pop you guys over here.
I'm going to also point at Tavik's direction and cast message and just say, hey,
Okay.
don't get too far ahead.
Tavik, how far do you get yourself at?
I am working around over towards the entrance of the bluff there, to the north of the dead horses,
Right.
where the tree line is. But I make a symbol over just
You can-
over to.
You can
send.
reply to my message, so you don't have to
Yeah.
see me. You can reply.
Okay, then I'll just let you know. Yep, I'm gonna stay in visual with you guys as much as I can, and I'll give 3 bird songs if I get eyes on baddies.
Right. Do you want to move your character to where you'll ultimately have them go to?
Yeah, I'll do tool? I forget.
You can just, you should be able to just pick up and move your token.
I think I get 25, correct? Movement.
We're not in combat yet, so that doesn't really matter yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now it's kind of free roam.
Okay.
Just so I have an idea of where you're at roughly to everything else.
Staying in the brush over here.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah, I think it went through. Good.
Right. Where does everyone else go?
Oliver's just gonna casually stroll like by the wood line over here, up from the wagon.
Yourselves?
I think I'll do the same thing. Just kind of stay over there by
Yeah,
the
I'm
woods.
gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get up there with Oliver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Or Oliver could go down the middle of the road and just be a traveling bard. Charm the pants off the guys that are trying to ambush us.
I'm gonna go over where Tavik is.
No, I like
Because-
that idea. I'm going to go in the middle of the road.
The way I see it is, if most of us are together and there's one by themselves, they're gonna be the first person attacked. So I'm gonna go cover Tavik. As we have Oliver.
Do you go directly toward Tavik's hiding?
Careful.
Yes. I go over to where Tavik is hiding.
I got all the sneaky stuff, and I'm teeny tiny, so if you want to stay with Cell, that might be a little better. I'm easier at staying hidden. If you want to hang out with Cell, you guys could be the battering ram if something happens.
Yeah, you're like our two ranged people.
Yeah, why don't you stay with Cell? He's gonna be our caster and our glass cannon. You want to kind of watch out for him with whatever you got going on.
Tavik likes to
Those
stay
little
behind.
Tentacle things you got there.
Hey, leave my tentacles alone.
No, it's weird and freaky.
They saved your life, didn't they, Oliver?
They did, but they're still weird and freaky.
They saved your life, so quit talking about them.
No, I don't think I will.
Yeah, let me be the little stealth flanker if you want to stay with Cell. I think that's probably the best bet. You guys are closer to Oliver in case anything happens to him, but he can try to charm the pants off of whatever if this is intentional. And I'll try to get a little farther ahead and see what I can see.
So Larissa, you head over to Tavik. That's kind of where you know where he's hiding at, and he, I don't know if he managed to convince you, but tries to like shoo you away.
We had a powwow. It was kind of like.
I'm still
Nice.
staying.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still staying because once you go a little bit further up, it'd be nice to have somebody on each side of the road.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm gonna start sliding up then. You stay in the line here, and I'll sneak ahead. So,
Right. Oliver, do you continue walking down the road?
I'll continue.
Play
walking
that annoying
forward.
song that you were playing on repeat.
I'm gonna whistle a tune. I'm gonna whistle it.
I'm gonna stay in tandem so I can keep eyes on him, and as best I can. Can I see over the bluff?
Yes.
So I can see like the end of this little map here, the end of the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll easily be able to see him, especially once you start getting closer to this little area. It's kind of like a little raised cliff area that slopes up from around kind of the base around here, and then just starts, increasing in elevation to up here. You reach about at 10 to 8 foot elevation, depending on where you're at.
I'm listening for animal sounds and making sure I still hear birds, crickets, that kind of thing going off.
Yeah. Do you want to give me a survival check?
Sure. Sweet.
22. As you kind of approach this area, you're, like you said, you're looking for certain tracks or marks or anything of that sort. You can clearly see, as you kind of get closer and approaching this area, that there's something definitely here. Not an animal, more humanoid in shape, standing on 2 feet. And you can tell that they were here not too long ago, especially from kind of the mild, acrid scent that was left.
Do I see them that they were on the north side of the road here, or I don't see them? Do I? You're saying
You don't see them. You just see
signs that they
you
were
see
here.
evidence of something have been there.
Okay.
Oliver, as you come closer to approaching these 2 steeds, you notice the 2 horses. And it appears that the saddles have been looted. Nearby lies an empty leather map case.
Huh.
Can I see the horses from here then?
You can.
Do I recognize
as you
our 2 friends from before?
Yes, these are the exact 2 same horses that Gundrick and Sildar rode on.
Okay. So
Well.
ambushed.
Well, this is not good.
Can I make some type of check if I can see what direction I think some of the trails or tracks have gone?
Yeah, do you want to give me another survival check?
Sure. Ooh, baby.
Ooh. All right. Not only are you able to see where the tracks lead, the tracks seem to have gone from kind of up closer to the ridge, and then started heading. What would this be? East. You can tell that there was at least 2 fresh tracks that were set, but a grand total of 6 were around here at some point.
6 individual?
6 individual tracks that were here, which you can assume to have been earlier when the ambush happened, but there's at least 2 more that have hung around here.
So we're not alone. Okay, so we had this evidence of 6 and 2 more. Okay. Is there any way for me to relay a message to anybody, everybody? Do we have that ability?
Unless you have a spell or have come up with some sort of signal prior. You did mention the bird songs.
Birds.
Bird songs, yeah.
But aside from that, unless you guys have something already pre-planned, no way of sending any a direct or a cohesive message aside from warning.
If you use the bird song, I could send you a message and then you could reply to it.
Okay.
But you'd have to do the bird song.
Yeah, I'll do a single bird song, and that's kind of for you, Cell.
I guess the question is, do I hear it from here?
Yeah, at this range, I think it'd be probably able to hear it.
60 feet. Okay.
With what's your perception? Simpleton.
Can I
13 perception.
grab one of the arrows that are in the horses?
Yes, you can examine one of the arrows.
Yes, I would like to examine an arrow.
You look at the arrows. They're crude arrows with very kind of frilled black fletching on them. Do you want to give me a history, or let me see if anything else would be relevant here. History, survival, I think would make the most sense. Either one of those 2 roles. Your preference, whatever one best suits you.
Just gonna roll another history. Yeah, I don't know shit. That's 6.
Yeah, no,
Yes, arrow.
aside from seeing that these arrows aren't of the, best quality, you really have they're just arrows to you. So around the time that you see Oliver kind of examine the arrows, you hear birds chirping, or a bird chirp in the distance. You've traveled enough with Tavik to kind of know that this is his signal of trying to identify something, but you're not really sure what's going on.
So I'll cast message and just point in the direction I think he is, and just say, "Hey, was that you?"
Yeah. So, looking at all the tracks here, it looks like we had 6 distinct tracks, and 2, from what I can figure out, are still in the area. So be on guard. And these are the buddies. I forget their names, but the guys that gave us this quest.
Gundrick and Sildor.
Sildar
Okay.
and Gundrick.
Yeah, these horses are Sildar and Gundrick's horses. If I'm gonna continue to scout up a little bit on the north side of the ridge here, and I'll whistle back to you if I have anything to report.
So, at this moment, 2 major things happen. Tavik, as you stand in your position where you are there, you begin to kind of walk over. Oops, 1 second. I just noticed something that shouldn't be there. Give me a hot minute.
You sure that dragon's not supposed to be there?
No. It's just a trask. I mean,
That will be
it's
my
a bird.
It's a very big bird.
Yes, very big bird that signals the signs of the apocalypse. Nothing to really concern yourselves about. Alright. Tavik, as you begin to approach that area, you hear the snap of a twig nearby. You search over in that direction, and you see 2 goblins. Can I get initiatives from everybody?
Ooh, I hate goblins. That's my preferred enemy.
Fuck goblins.
So as last time, when we go through initiative, click on your token, and then in your character sheet, hit initiative, and it'll drop you in.
Of course I roll low.
I rolled a 1. So did you, Oliver.
You said click the thing and then click initiative.
Yep. So just click on your token 1 time, and then you can roll initiative to your character sheet.
How is that a... I see a 16 on the dice, but it says 5.12.
Yes. So there should be, for dice rolled, I do have initiative breakers, which just means that tiebreakers, that way if we do get multiple rolls, like where someone rolls the exact same thing, it's very unlikely that anybody will ever get to the exact same roll. In situations like this, it seems that the initiative breakers wasn't activated for everybody.
Did Larissa roll a 4 or a 16? Because I saw a 16 pop. Oh, that was for
I see
Tavik.
a
Never mind.
6.
I think the 16 was for Tavik.
No, that's the yellow dice was for Marissa.
Oh, was it yellow? I don't remember.
Yeah, and on the dice itself it shows a 16, but their initiative says 5.12.
Yeah,
It said they rolled a 4, but I don't see 4. I see 3,
Yeah.
16, 8, and 6 or 9.
It's a little weird. I don't know who could have rolled that 16. Everything that's showing on my end, it shows that Larissa rolled a 4.
Mine shows a 4 as well.
Yeah, that's weird. The dice just said
I wonder
16,
if-
so that's weird. But, well,
Yeah, I wonder if that's just a visual glitch or
It could be.
or something else, because I don't. Not even any of my my secret rolls are showing up as a 16, so I really don't know where any of that came from.
Is that initiative? Is it a D6 or is it a D20?
Initiatives are done as a D20.
Yeah, we just all rolled shit.
mhm.
Herbs.
So I will.
You did the best at a 6, Tavik. That's terrible.
And the goblin is going to go first.
Love to see it. Alright. So for this time, we're just going to go where it places everybody. Oliver, I'm going to drop your initiative by 1. But You are still placed at the end of the turn order. So you are one above him. Alright. So, Goblin's going first. Quickly recognizing that they blew whatever cover that they had in their position. Now go to rush you, Tavik. Both of them coming towards you. Each one of them makes a scimitar attack as they drop their bows and put up their shields for a 8 and a 7 respectively.
Which one do I roll at this point?
So whenever an attack is made against you, it will be made against your armor class.
Okay.
So do you know what your armor class is?
14.
14? Alright, so neither the 8 nor the 7 make contact. Either through your swift movement or through the armor that you have, none of their weapons make enough of a contact or do any significant damage towards you. You're either able to parry, block, or dodge out of their way. Before that goes through, actually, Oliver,
Yes. Oh,
you see two goblins pop out from the ridge right above you to the south end and lob a volley of arrows towards you.
gotcha.
For a nat 20 and a 19 respectively.
Uh-oh.
I'm assuming both of them hit your AC?
Yes, they move.
Okay. This is not going to be a fun one.
Because I'm unconscious.
Trouble again.
Yeah.
Already?
We're level 1, Larissa. I only have 9 HP.
Yeah, right.
Lover Pushing is your new name.
So the first hit definitely takes you down, because that's 7 plus 6 for a total of, what is that? 7 plus 6. 13 for the first hit,
Okay.
and then 4 on a second hit. With you already going down, I'm assuming you went down on the first one?
Yeah, I only have 9 HP.
Okay. With you going down after the first one, the second hit immediately does a critical on you.
Which is 2 death saves.
Correct. Alright. Tavik.
Well, since I'm within close range, I can't exactly run, because they would get attacks of opportunity, correct?
Correct.
Alright, well, time to swing away. I'm going to use my short sword and try to take out the one that is farthest north above me. So, how do I do that again? Short sword? Yeah, that one.
Alright, so you want to go
So
against that one?
Do I click short sword and then roll?
Yep. So with with shields at hand, the goblin prepares for an attack against you.
Oh, and then will it take a turn? I mean, I'm sure. Nah, never mind. Disregard.
Nice.
There you go.
Right. With a 19, you're able to bypass its shield and make direct contact on it, beating its AC. You may roll damage.
Okay, rolling damage.
A total of 6 damage against it. You can see that you fatally injured it.
Nice.
Still up, but it's not in good shape.
Okay, so that's my action. I don't think I have a bonus action. So, then I'd be done, I guess. Because if I move right now, that would trigger 2 attacks on me, right?
Depending on when you moved. So one thing to keep in mind, especially for movement, a opportunity attack is only active for said creature if you move out of their melee range. So if you were to move, let's say, further to the east, you wouldn't trigger an attack. If you were to move north, you would only trigger an attack from the one below you, but not the one above you, since you're still within their range.
Gotcha.
And any variance of that sort will also take place.
Alrighty. Can I? And then I'm gonna already attack. So let me see if I can maybe move. I'm gonna try to swing around the guy just fatally injured. To his, do a loop around him to get away from the other dude.
Okay. You would trigger an opportunity attack against the guy below you.
Okay, let's try it.
Alright. So you trigger an opportunity attack against them. It'll use its reaction to attack you with its scimitar for a 13 to hit.
Armor class 14.
Alright, so it's unsuccessful, and you're able to move around without taking any damage from the one above you.
Sounds good.
Alright. Larissa, through the brush and everything, it is a little difficult to see what is happening, but you can clearly tell that fighting has begun, and you hear the screams of someone going down. The voice seemed oddly familiar. Can you give me a perception check to see what you can observe?
How do I do that?
On your character sheet, over in the skills section, off on the left side of the sheet, closer to the bottom, I think it's alphabetized, you should see a skill listed as perception. If you want to roll that one for me.
And I have a 2 proficiency bonus.
Not for perception, though. Let me
Okay.
quickly check on your sheet. So proficiency bonus will only take place on certain skills,
Okay.
which were determined at the character creation. You can get more skills later on, depending on your class, skills, or other feats or proficiencies. But for this one, that perception, you have no bonuses, and it'll just be a straight 20. Alright, so you rolled an 8. Through the brush and everything, it's difficult for you to see what's happening over here.
What the fuck is wrong?
All you can tell is that the fighting has begun somewhere. And that someone also may be injured. But aside from that, you're kind of running blind.
Okay, so I'm going to go forward because I remember Tavik going closer towards the little hillside over here.
Yep.
Go into this clearing right here. Right.
I believe that's your 30 feet. Alright. Yep. As you run closer in this direction, you are able to see a little bit better that Tavik has currently engaged with 2 goblins.
The furthest one, this one,
Mhm.
would I be able to use? I would be able to use Eldritch Blast, correct?
Yes.
I will cast Eldritch Blast on the red goblin.
Okay.
I don't remember how to do this.
So I am color coding these goblins just to make it easier to distinguish the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
A 24. 24 beats this goblin's AC. You can do damage.
Okay.
That's awesome. Animation there.
Yeah, it kind of kills my computer, but every now and then it's fun.
I like that.
So
I didn't see an animation.
it might take a little bit second for it to load up on your end.
Like a little blast.
It depends on a bunch of things.
Icon.
But if you want to roll damage for your attack, you can either roll that through your character sheet or in the chat box by hovering over Eldritch Blast and then clicking that.
I am going to do that. And the damage is going to be a 5.
5 force damage. As you shoot your Eldritch Blast against this goblin, pressing its shield against itself, doing quite a bit of damage. You seem to have severely injured its well, but it is still currently up. Anything else for your turn?
I don't think I have. Where would I see if I had any other? I have Hex. Would I be able to use Hex as my
Is it a bonus action spell?
Hex is a bonus action spell.
Yes, you can cast Hex if you want.
I want to cast.
You would consume your single spell slot, though. Keep that in mind.
That as well.
I want to do Hex.
You want to cast it? All right.
I'm gonna cast Hex on the goblin close. The red goblin.
Red Goblin?
Yes.
Right. So you hex the Red Goblin.
Necrotic 3.
Right. So in this situation, while you have the creature hex, it only deals extra damage to any attacks that you do to it. In this situation, it would have been better for you to preemptively have cast Hex first and then do your attack. Since we're kind of still learning, we can just kind of backpedal and say that you cast Hex first and then attacked it.
Okay.
Yeah, but for future iterations, I would keep in mind that to maximize your ability for Hex, it's better to cast it first, to, mark it, and then proceed with your attack to get that additional bonus for it. Now, another part that you can do for the ability is you can also give disadvantage to any ability check that this character has. So I would need you to choose an ability that you would like it to have disadvantage on.
What abilities does it have?
Any ability would be either Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Wisdom, Intelligence, or Charisma.
Strength.
Which one?
Strength.
Strength? Alright, so it has disadvantage on any strength checks that we mix from here forward. But backtracking, saying that you did 3 and 5. Oh, that's actually enough to kill this one. Subtract of 3. It dies.
Nice
You're
job.
Only holding concentration for your hex spell. Anytime you take damage, we will be making a concentration check to see if you're able to maintain the concentration on said spell.
Am I able to change where the hex is since that one went down, or would I have to wait till my next?
Until your next turn.
Wait till my next turn. Okay.
Yeah. So if we go through the spell, I believe if the target drops to 0 hit points before the end of the spell, you can use a bonus action to subsequent turns of yours to curse a new creature. A remove curse cast on the target ends the spell entirely. So on your next turn, when you have another bonus action available to you, you can cast it on someone else, so long as you keep the spell going. Alright, that is action, bonus action, and movement. There's really nothing else you can do, so we'll be moving on to the next person. So,
Alright.
from your vantage point, you're able to see Oliver go down as he gets ambushed by 2 goblins up ahead.
Alright, so do we have any potions on us?
Yes, all of you will have at least 2 health potions on you.
Okay, so I would run over my 30 feet of movement and give Oliver a basic health potion.
Okay.
Is that that's a bonus action? What are you doing?
Bonus action.
All right, so now you got 10
So
hit
Oliver,
points.
you reawaken to consciousness with max hit points since you only have 9. But you are currently prone on the ground. That is your bonus action.
And then
movement, you still have an action.
I will do some magic missiles at. Can I see the orange one?
Yes. It's a little rough, but you can definitely catch the top of their heads as they popped out.
Okay, so I'll throw 3 magic missiles at them.
Right. The first missile, you throw all 3 of them at him?
Yeah, just to start.
Alright. Throwing all missiles at him, it will be enough to take him out.
Alright.
As you kill Orange Goblin. As retaliation for bringing down your friend.
And that is my
Anything else on your
movement
turn?
bonus and actions. That's it.
Alright, Oliver. You're currently prone, being brought back from the brink of death himself.
I'll stand up.
Alright, so that'll be half your movement from a prone.
I take it from where I am, I don't see the green one.
Since they had to pop up to be able to see you, if they can see you, you can see them.
Okie dokie. I'm going to thank Cell. Thank you, my friend. And then I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the goblin.
I love it. Do you have an insult for him?
Hold on, I didn't pull up that page because I thought I was gonna die. Because I didn't realize we had potions.
That's why I had to ask, because I figured we'd pick them up before we left on an adventure.
Yeah, that was my mistake if I didn't make that clear. So if you haven't already, make sure you mark somewhere on your sheets or somewhere on your notes that you all have 2 potions of healing. So you either could have used one of Oliver's or used one of your own.
I use one of mine. Not gonna take the time to root through his through his bags.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that goblin and I'm just gonna yell out, I've seen trolls who build better traps than this one.
Okay. I believe it's a wisdom save. What's my DC for him?
13.
13 wisdom. A 4. So how much damage does he take?
We're about to find out. Whenever it loads. You gonna... Come on.
You can do it. We believe in you.
Fucking finally. 4 damage, and he has a disadvantage on his next attack.
Alright. 4 damage. You see the goblin reel in pain as your insult physically hurt him.
Good.
Alright, Goblin's turn. Tavik, Blue Goblin, clearly seeing that it is at a disadvantage in the current situation, it's going to use its ability Nimble Escape, which allows the goblin to take a disengage or a hide action as a bonus action on each of its turn. And it's going to try to get the hell out of Dodge. As it runs over here, It's then going to use its action to hide. And makes that roll to pop. Continues to move. Oliver, Green Goblin, down here, is going to use its action to draw a bow and shoot you with its short bow with disadvantage. For 13.
13 misses.
It is unsuccessful. Then it's going to run. If you didn't guess, goblins are cowards. It's going to use its bonus action for nimble escape to hide. Alright. And it hides. Right. Tavik, your turn.
Right. At what point can I use like perception to see if I can find the guy? Because I'm gonna run forward a little bit.
Yep. You can use it now. You can either try to, visually see him, or you can try to track him down. That would either be a perception check to see him, to kind of like take the awareness around yourself, or you can use a survival check to be able to try and track him down.
I'll do survival for tracking.
All right. You're able to tell that he went down in this direction, but beyond that, he kind of evades your skill for now.
Which direction? I didn't see it.
Oh, down over here.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so you can move as far as this, as here as you want, because that's kind of where you're able to like see him and track him up to this point. Beyond here, where he, decides to hide, he kind of evades your skill. There's just too much. There's too much between you and that to be able to get a proper grasp, especially kind of in the chaos of battle.
Right. I fracked over to his last known location.
Okay.
Then if there's nothing else really I can do, can I try to hide then?
You want to try and hide yourself?
Yeah, I don't want him jumping out on me. I'm trying to track him down and bound after him. Like in real stealth.
So for this, perception. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to dictate this. To actively track him down. I'd say to actively track him down would have been your action. Since I'm only making that choice here, we can proactively say that you didn't have to not waste that action and do something else. If you'd rather do that. Otherwise, it would have been your action to track him, leaving you with a bonus action and some movement.
I mean, I said it, so we'll just roll with it. So that was my action, is to track him. And if
Okay.
they only like to hear, then I'll move to his last known location. And that's where I'm at.
Okay.
So I guess that's it then.
Larissa?
Larissa.
I forgot my mic was muted, okay? So, question, in like the trees and stuff, it's dark in there, correct? Most people can't see.
I wouldn't say it's dark. It's definitely like brushed and shadowed. But since this is kind of in daylight, aside from bushes and trees kind of obscuring sight. It's just heavily shadowed in some places.
Would my dark vision work?
Oh yeah, it would work, but you'd probably have the same sight that you do now.
Yeah, it's not dark outside.
I think of what the best thing to do. Because I don't really have a lot of stuff. Would I be able to roll to see if I can see them
Yep, you
around
wanna
me?
give me a perception check?
Yeah.
That would be your action to try to actively seek them out.
Okay.
With a 2, no. There's too much brush between yourself and the trees. You can't even see Tavik in the middle of the forest.
So I'm actually going to move.
Okay, where do you move to?
I am going to go back towards the wagon.
Alright, so you can move up to your movement.
How do I see where the movement again? The line?
If you either hit Q or right mouse click as you have your token in hand.
Ah. Hold on. Ignore that. It's 30, right?
30 feet, I believe, from character, yes. It should also be on your character sheet.
There we
You
go.
guys all have 30. I have 25.
Short legs.
Yep. And then you don't have to hit Q or right mouse click for every square. You can just kind of turn it on and it'll give you a ruler.
Okay. And that basically ends my turn because I have nothing else I'm able to do.
Alright. So,
Alright, since Oliver is good.
So stop sending me weird shit.
I guess, I'm not even gonna worry about a little goblin. I'm just gonna go check on the horses and see what I can find over here. Can I check the bags and see if there's anything in here? Or check the bag for that? I know Tavik probably mentioned the suspicious actions of Gundrick when he was checking his bags.
yeah, you want to use your actions to kind of look around that?
Yeah. I just kind of like wave off the goblins like, whatever, they're goblins.
Okay. Yeah. As you use your actions, kind of investigate the area. You're able to see kind of the black fletched arrows, and are able to see that the saddlebags are looted on both animals.
Okay.
Along with. Yeah, it seems that there was kind of an intense battle. It wasn't so much that the arrows were able to be the things that took down the horses, but you do see that they kind of bled out. So they were probably just attacked to be slowed down and then left for dead. Looking around the areas over here as well, or the area, it seems whatever was on the horses was kind of knocked down and then dragged off.
Alright, I'll just call out to whoever can hear me, just like the saddlebags are looted. There's nothing in here.
Anything else for your turn?
Let's see, I went 15 feet, so I'll go like... is 15 feet over here, and just... because I know there was one out this direction, so...
Okay.
That's my turn.
Oliver?
Alright, I'm going to move. Hold on a second. Ah. I totally forgot how to do the measure thing as well.
Yeah.
Press
So
Q.
once you hold onto your token, either pressing Q will activate the measuring tool. Then you can kind of take it to whatever extent you want to drag out the ruler to see 30 feet, 25 feet. By pressing Q again, you can put a waypoint to either make turns or directions. You can also achieve the exact same thing by right-clicking as you have token in hand.
Gotcha. Well, I moved 30 feet, and I'm gonna see. I just want to see if I the little goblin bastard.
If you can find him.
Yeah.
Okay. You can give me another action to actively perceive or actively search for him. Either perception or survival to track him.
I'm gonna go with perception. That is a 9. I don't see shit.
Nope. You know, goblins are pretty crafty. Very good at hiding around. So they've managed to evade your sight. Anything else you want to try?
No.
Alright.
I do have a question though.
Yes.
So on the top of my thing next to the Fathomless Warlock 1, there is a level up thing. Do I need to click that?
Nope.
Okay.
That is, that'll just be permanently up there. I believe I discussed this, so the way I do my games is I do them by milestone as opposed to experience. So, you know, as we progress through the game, I will tell you when you guys can level up as we achieve certain milestones throughout the campaign, as opposed to giving you experience for kills.
I just want to make sure.
Yep, nope, that's a perfectly good question. Oliver, you said you were done with your turn?
Yes.
Right. There's there.
Here's hoping I don't get shot.
A lot of dodge. Bam, bam, bam.
Your little secret rolls over there.
Alright. Tavik. What do you care to do on your turn?
Well, since I checked back here earlier, how do I make the little ping thing? Oh, ping everyone. I checked back here earlier from like where I was before for signs of him. I tracked him down to this area. That's where I'm at. I'm going to maybe use, I guess, survival again to see if I can track him from here.
Okay.
I want to kill him. I don't like leaving loose ends. So I will roll for survival. That didn't work very well.
Great.
All right.
With an 8, you are still kind of unsuccessful in being able to track them. As you kind of like look down in the area, you notice that there's more than one set of tracks around here. Clearly there was some sort of larger ambush placed around earlier in the day, which is muffling and making it difficult for you to kind of distinguish which ones are fresh tracks and which ones are older.
Then I'm going to move back to the other goblin. And I don't think I can, but I'd like to loot him. See if we can, find anything. Loot him, see what's on him. Previous
yeah, looting him and interacting with the character would be a full action. To like take the time to get the stuff off of them. So for right now, you won't be able to loot them, but you can definitely have that saved up for next round.
Right, that's what I did. I kind of hunkered back down by the body there, and I'm keeping a watch.
Right. Larissa?
I am going to move. Make sure my mic was not muted. I'm gonna move back towards the wagon just to CYA, just to cover my ass.
Bring the wagon up. I'm gonna holler to her about not being on my turn.
Yeah. Usually talking. If it's quick little birds, you can do that on your turn.
I was gonna holler out, bring the wagon up if I see her going back that direction.
Please excuse that. But I'm gonna go back towards the wagon because we don't know if the goblins are anywhere near the wagon.
You're
there. Right. You can use an action to dash if you want to move more. Otherwise, you still have an action and a bonus action available to you.
I want to use dash to get to the wagon.
Right. So you have another 30 feet of movement that you can use for yourself. I am going to force this document to everybody, just to have it available for you guys. Otherwise, it'll always be there in the handouts folder section of your journal. Alright, so you're out at the wagon, kind of making sure that nothing happens to it. I'm assuming that's your turn?
Yes.
Alright, so...
So do I burn the forest down, or... I'm going to just go out here and see if I can spot the one that left. Can I look for the one that ran away this way?
Yeah. Do you want to give me, you can either give me a survival or perception check.
Let's see. Do perception. Terrible. 3. So for a 6.
Yep. If this was in a library, you'd have a better chance of maybe locating what you're looking for, but in this forest, it looks like a green tree all around.
Alright, I'm just going to throw my hands in the air and turn around and walk 5 feet back.
Right. Oliver, you can clearly see that Sal has kind of frustrated in the situation, not able to see anything beyond the trees in front of him. What do you do on your turn?
move it like up here, kind of next to him, and just give it one more last good once over, or fine with just calling it quits.
Yep.
I'm gonna look again, just because they shot me. I'm not happy they shot me. Perception. God damn, we can't roll for shit.
You seem to encounter the same problem that Cal did. You're not really well trained in searching for things in the forest. And these goblins are stealthy. For you, you can't really see anything beyond that.
I'm just gonna look at Cell and go, oh well. Guess that's one got away. Oh my god, I'll be back.
So, this needs to do. This does. It needs to do. And at this current moment, we are out of combat. I'm going to keep the turner counter on, in case you guys decide to do more. But the goblins haven't seemed to have made any attempts to you guys, and you guys have been unsuccessful in locating the goblins. You guys are free to move around or discuss amongst yourselves as you see fit. As of right now, Cal and Oliver are the only ones who can currently talk to each other. Tarvik, you are off on your northern end, and Larissa, you are off on your western end over at the wagon.
I loot the goblin.
Yep, you can easily loot the goblin. As you check the goblin, you are able to find a kind of badly taken care of scimitar, a crudely made short bow. You find this. You find 8 poorly crafted arrows, but they are shootable with black fletching on them.
I will take those for my longbow. Can I add 8 arrows to mine, or do I have to do another column for goblin arrows?
Nope, you can just add 8 arrows to your inventory.
28. Alright. Then I'm gonna start making my way down to the other guy, or I'm gonna go down to the horses here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And do I see? You mentioned before, was that the tube that I saw the dwarf messing with 3 or 4 times? Is that still there but empty? You said that map tube or whatever.
Yeah. I was given what is it called? Leather map case.
Leather map case. Can I take that?
Yeah.
Just in case
Yeah,
when
you
we
can.
get to where we need to get proof that we didn't off them.
Yeah, you can take the empty map leather case for yourself, which is the one that you saw earlier. Aside from that, it seems that these horses have been looted from anything that they were carrying. They still have their saddles on there, but the saddlebags have been cut off or torn off. So Oliver, you guys are kind of on over in your end. You can kind of see Tavik checking out the horses as he is, but what are you guys doing?
Do you want to go up and check that goblin up there? Oh, he left. Okay. Yeah, I guess let's go check this goblin over here.
If you guys go to loot him as well, you'll find the same thing. A very well-worn and poorly taken care of scimitar, along with the crudely made short bow, and 5 poor but usable arrows with black fletching on them.
Oliver, do you use arrows or no?
Well, I don't have a bow.
I'll take them.
Tavik, we got you more arrows.
Wonderful. I'm here.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, when are the guys coming back?
All right, does anyone know where? Can we see Larissa from here?
Well, yeah, if you guys are searching around, you guys know, I think some of
It's
you
like
would know.
60 feet away. We can probably see the
Yeah,
cart from over
because-
there.
I'll tell them that I saw her run back after I took out the goblin and started tracking the other one. I'll tell Cell and Oliver that I hollered at her to go get the wagon, and that I stayed back. If you guys want to go back to the wagon too and bring it up, I'll stay hidden in the bushes in case the little buggers come back, and I'll spring on them. Does that sound good? I can stay here on the south side this time and wait, and you guys come up, stop at the horses, and I'll kind
Works for me.
of guide you. And Cell, 1 bird call will be, hit me up with a message. 3 is like, I see him. I got eyes on target. So,
Okay, that's good.
sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Actually, you know what I can do? I'll wait. Okay. Yeah, 1 and 3 is good.
Sounds good.
Alright, you guys head over to Larissa.
Am I currently standing in grass, or what is this medium green? Is this still shrubs and stuff? I can kind of
Yeah, shrubs, bush sort of area. If you were to, well, in your case, you could probably stand in it, but
That's right.
you can either, if you were to crouch, or you could easily hide in it as well.
Then I'm gonna do my best to go stealth in there.
Alright, you want to just give me a stealth check just to kind of have that active and going?
You got it. Come on, big 7. Damn. At least my 7
Alright.
helped.
Right, the top of your hair clearly stands up above the shrubs. Right, after a moment, Larissa, you see Cell and Oliver kind of begin to walk over towards you.
Took you forever, guys.
Yeah, we were looking for the goblins that ran away, but they got away. Let's saddle up these horses and get out of here.
Let's check it first, make sure nobody tampered with it.
It's a good question.
Yeah. You guys want to take a moment to kind of look over the...
Yes.
Right. You guys take a moment to look over the wagon, check to make sure everything's there. I'm confident there would be a manifest that you can kind of compare it to, depending on how much time you guys take to look over it. If you take, if you take an appropriate amount of time, you can see that everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, and nothing has been tampered, moved around with, or taken.
Gotcha.
All right, looks good. Let's go. Go meet up with Tavik at the horses.
Mother bringing it up, and I take another pseudo turn and move into the deeper trees and try to stealth again.
Yeah.
Because I realized that my hair is too spiky. Then while they're moving it up, so I'm just gonna sit here and really listen hard. See if I can hear any movement. That's better.
19. You're ahead a little bit better. The rest of the gang, as they kind of get the oxens to pull the crate or pull the wagon further into the road, you notice that Tavik is just kind of gone.
All right, I'll send a message
Where
off
did he go?
in this direction.
I can do a bird call, so you know which direction I'm in. The single.
It's our Oompa Loompa.
Tavik, you probably be able to see them, coming down the path.
I'll hit up one bird song over to Bell.
So yeah, I'll cast message over to to Tavik and be like, hey, what's the situation? Sit
All
rep.
clear on my end. I'm up at the end of the bluff on the south side of the road here. I got good eyes. I don't see nothing. Nothing's moving. I'm tucked away pretty good, so I don't think they'll be able to see me. So if you guys want, you can roll forward, and I'll meet up with you at the end of this bluff here. I can just hop in as you're rolling. But I'll keep it on the watch.
So we said before you said there was other tracks other than these 4?
6 total. But it also looked like there was only 2 still around. I'm guessing those were the 2 I sprung on. But it looked like there was possibly up to 6. And this is all from before. So there might be 2 more out here. And not including the 2 that ran off.
I'll relay that to Oliver and Larissa. Like there might be more. Tavik noticed other ones. So do we stay here and try and find them, or do we move on?
We move on.
Yeah, keep rolling. There's no point.
All right, let's roll.
The goblins are not our mission.
That's true. Let's go.
Right. So you guys settle back up, put everything where you, yeah, you guys settle back up and continue on the path down. What's it? Tribird Trail. You think I'd know? Tribird Trail. Yep, going with that. That's what we're sticking to. Right, you guys settle up and continue down your path. For the rest of the adventure, you guys kind of keep your guards up. You'll already be in an attack 1. I'm assuming you guys are a little bit on edge, preparing yourself to do so. During this moment, you guys will be able to have. We're going to do 2 things. One is a short rest. So you guys will be able to take a short rest and regain any of the following short rest abilities that you have access to. And 2 is I would like everyone to level up to level 2. So the way to do that is easy enough. Your character sheet's at the top right-hand corner, where you have your name, specifically for class and level. You'll see a little anvil and hammer. If you click on that, it will take you back into Character Mancer, specifically leveling Character Mancer. While at this point, we'll do the way I do health. So each level, you will get to increase your health based on your hit dice and your class. You can, the standard is you can either choose to roll for health, or you can choose to take the average. The way I do it is you can make the roll and then choose if you want to take the roll dice or your average.
So I'm in here. It says Ranger HP 6, and there's a roll button. Is that what I do to roll?
Yes.
Gotcha. Just want to make sure we're looking
Yep,
away.
and you should be able to see it on the chat box on what you rolled.
Spells.
1, 7. Average 6.
So, I would assume most of you guys would take the higher of the 2, but if you really wanted to, you can take the lower.
Mine was the same.
And that's
My roll was
if
the
it's
same as my
it's the same.
average.
Yeah,
My choice of either 7 or 6. Is that what it was?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, for your roll was 7.
Okay. Then
So I would recommend taking the 7. If you wanted the 6, you're more than welcome to do so.
Okay, there we go. Added 7 to that. Gives me a total of 16. Very good.
And then you can continue on through the page. It should just walk you through on any of the additional abilities or spells or action economies that you get as you level up. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, just holler out to me, and I will help you through that.
If I choose at this point to multi-class with Rogue, because I want to get that sneak attack, is that a bonus action? Do you remember, or
Sneak attack happen. It doesn't consume any. It doesn't consume anything to use. You just have to meet its criteria. Which for
Yeah, you
sneak
just-
attack, the criteria for that is either you need to have an advantage on the attack, or the enemy needs to be within 5 feet of one of your allies for you to have sneak attack. One thing I will say for sneak attack is sneak attack does not come up for rogues until level 2. So while you can take level 1, while you can take a level 1 in rogue, you won't have access to sneak attack until level 2. In other words, your character won't be able to get there until we've leveled up 3 times.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to get something for a bonus action or something would be nice. Cause I have nothing. So I don't remember where the list is. If a ranger gets anything on level 2.
I can actually tell you that if you give me a second.
Wonderful.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
It says ranger archetype.
I don't want to yell out, but welcome in.
So we
This is
won't have to
D&D.
worry about subclasses for a minute.
We just leveled up to level 2.
At level 2, you get your fighting style, spellcasting, and spellcasting focus.
So we're all leveling up right now.
2
We just defeated
spells,
some
and
goblins.
you gain access to 2 level 1 spell slots.
Alright, almost do level 2 ranger. That sounds good.
Yeah, it'd be worth it.
Yeah, for now.
You'll be able to choose, your fighting style, which is usually
Yeah.
a pretty big one.
Everyone's
and we'll also
picking
kind
up
of
their new
determine
spells
whether
and
or not,
new abilities.
what type of ranger you want to be.
Okay.
Either from archery, blind
I
fighting,
just got comprehend
defense,
languages
warrior, dueling, thrown weapon
and false
fighting,
life
two
for my
weapon
wizard.
Fighting. I think those are the ones that are available to you.
Yeah, I see them out here. I'll tinker with it and read up.
And then you gain you gain access to spell slots as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Get him. Thank you for the bits. Rena, thank you for the bits. Thank you guys for all the follows.
Everyone else doing good with their spells? Or not spells, with their level up?
Yep, I am done. Picked my 2 new spells.
Spell.
I'm done. Sorry, I had my mic muted.
You're good.
It's okay, because now I have slight proficiencies in everything.
Ooh, jack of all trades?
Yes.
Nice. That's what, half proficiencies on any non-proficient skills?
Yep, half lowered down. So if it's like a 3,
I'm
it's still
speechless right now. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's very useful.
And I also got Song of Rest.
Even more useful for the group.
I should have chosen this.
No words.
I should
Thank
have
you,
chosen
guys.
the one that I could cast where I don't have to sleep.
They do not.
Huh?
I had an option to choose a spell where it was where I didn't have to sleep. I could force myself awake and I can do like reading or anything while y'all are asleep and it not affect me any.
Oh, is that an
Yes,
elvish
I
invocation?
can see the stream
Yes.
chat.
Yeah.
These
So
guys
elvish
cannot.
invocations aren't spells, but like very unique, like bonuses that
Also-
warlocks can get.
Also, I know exactly which one you're talking
Thank you
about.
guys for the
you
bits.
Can't get that one until after like level 5.
It just gave me the option to get it.
Well, you need a certain pact. So not pact like pact of faithfulness and that, but at level 3, you get the ability to get a pact of the blade, pact of the chain, pact of the tome, and pact of.
Can you guys in chat hear me?
Pact of something. I can't remember what the fourth one is.
Pact of the Tomb is the one that I would have needed, but it
Yeah,
gave me
okay.
the opportunity to go ahead and get it. I just wouldn't be able to use it until I
Yeah, so
leveled
they
up to
can't hear
level
you.
30.
Only I can hear you. I am me. This is Radar.
Then yeah, and that's why I said you won't be able to use it until 5 because.
I am Celeron Hyor,
Until level 5.
aka
Yeah,
Cell.
that, and more likely than not, that's just kind of a roll 20 thing while it was in the list.
Yeah, you should be able to hear everyone.
I
Just they
wouldn't even
can't.
allow
They don't
you
know what
to
you're doing.
take it until you like meet the prerequisites for it.
We got a few new people to D&D in here, so they're kind of leveling up for the first time.
No,
So
no, you're fine. You're fine there. But yeah, anything that has
so this is me up in the upper right, Celeron Hyor's,
No,
and it's
you're
got
good.
kind of
No,
all
no.
the race class.
Just curious what you did.
We're level 2 now,
I'm your brook.
so I'm gonna have to update all these graphics. But
Sorry, the doggy has to be up in the camera for some reason right now.
Larissa Lestrange is actually Reign of
chose
Faith.
Hellish Rebuke, and I chose another one. Hold on one second, let me pull it up. No, it has to go with so when I
Nice.
do Eldritch Blast, I get to add 2 charisma with it.
Okay, so agonizing
Agonizing blast.
Yes. That's actually my favorite thing to use in totally off topic. It's my favorite thing to use in Baldur's Gate. Because it shoots out 2 lightning bolts. 2 bolts.
So Larissa is Reign of Faith. That might.
Well, not lightning bolts, but y'all get what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's not that you'd be able to put out 2 bolts. Is that you do extra damage on the attack. At level 5, you'll have access to be able to shoot out 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Snipes, for the raid.
Blast so that it's properly
No,
represents.
Tavik is he's like a ranger / rogue. The bard, Oliver is the bard.
Yep. Okay. So that is your charisma on hit, and then Devil's Sight is the other one that you took.
Rebuke.
So I'm
No,
the wizard.
Invocation.
Oliver's the bard. Larissa is a tiefling warlock, and Tavik is a ranger who's going to multiclass to rogue eventually.
Yeah, and I see Agonizing
If he didn't
Blast,
just now.
and Devil's Sight.
Yes, that one. Sorry.
Which
Nope, you're good. You're good.
That's a good one. You can see in magical darkness.
Which is really good.
All right, is everyone leveled up?
No, I'm reading all sorts of stuff. It's gonna take me a
Do you need help with anything?
No, I'm just debating on doing the druid, so then I'll get 2 cantrips plus 2 spells. It's just a lot to go over for one time.
I gotcha.
Thought you were going rogue. Change your mind.
No, I kind of like this. Let me see. Oop.
Yeah, so the druidic order just gives you cantrips. I don't think it gives you any spells. But that means that you actually have access to cantrips as opposed to not having any cantrips as a regular ranger.
Cantrips are nice because you can just keep casting them, right? Yeah.
You can use them as many times as you want, and they
You don't
also
get any.
do power up as you level up.
You don't get wild shapes as a first level druid, though, do you?
No, wild shapes is in. It's not even a spell. It's just an exclusive class ability.
But can you use that at level 1 or no?
No, I don't think it comes accessible until level 2.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So you'd have to put at least 2 levels into druid to make it more worthwhile, I guess. I don't know.
To be able to wild shape.
Yeah.
And even at that point, you're kind of limited to the wild shape restrictions for that level druid. So yeah, unless you really focus for it, it doesn't do. You know, like early on, it's kind of cool, but in later levels, yeah, you can change into a wolf, but most enemies at that point could probably take that wolf out in one hit.
Yeah.
That's when you return to the starting area. You had to show them goblins how much you progressed. I could turn into a dragon.
Oh shit, run!
Level 2 dragon.
I know, speaking of dragons and rangers, the Drake, class actually seems pretty interesting.
Oh, the Ranger Drake class?
Yeah.
It seems like it was their attempts to make a better Beastmaster.
Mm-hmm. That's what it seemed like, and honestly, I think it worked pretty well.
Did you actually get to use it?
No, but I played with a guy who used it the whole game that we. But yeah, it worked pretty well for him.
Yeah,
I mean, when he didn't accidentally shoot me.
Should we go on while he reads, or?
Yeah. If we want, we can continue. While you look over that, at any point, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. But
Do your research.
Yes, yes. It takes a minute to figure it out. Alright, so, pressing forward.
Yeah, y'all might lose me for a few minutes. They're resetting the internet.
Yep, yep. You're going down now?
Sounds like it. Okay.
So are we gonna wait until he comes back?
Do we want to take like a quick 5?
Sure.
Alright, we'll take a quick 5. Potty
Yes,
break.
because I can take her out to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, that works.
Yep. Alright, we'll reconvene at 6:13.
Okay.
Don't scream. Goliath, when'd you get in here?
What's up, everybody? So how did who won Snipe's game? I was in a few of those races, but not all of them.
That's it. Or until it gets fixed.
Yeah. So we're just taking a quick 5 for the time being.
Quick break. Oh.
Yeah, let me know when you pull up your camera again, and I'll add you back into the mix thing. Darebear with the bits. Thank you, Darebear. Get him. Get him with lots of bits. Thank you, Get him, if you're still there. I have all like my alerts and stuff turned off because the game is kind of a different thing, so all my alerts are turned off.
Radar, what do you think I should do for the spells? So I'm going to do probably fighting style, archery, or ranged, because I already have a decent stuff with that. I got a long bow. No one else really has bow stuff, so I was going to do that. It gives me +2.
Are you sticking with a ranger level 2 then?
Well, no, I'm going to do the, yeah, I'm sorry, ranger level 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Second hunter's mark, that's always a good one. It's similar like
Yeah.
Hex. Like
Yeah.
you mark a target, but it's real applicable, especially like if it's like the goblins went to run off, and it says then I have advantage check. I have an advantage when with survival or perception with the two or my two highest. So that advantage on any perception or survival check you make to find the target. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell's done, I can use a bonus action to jump it to someone else for my hunter's mark.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like that. And it adds, and then with the hunter's mark, if it adds 1d6 damage to the target. That's good. But I'm trying to think of what's another good spell I could use.
Hunter's Mark is really good.
Which one?
Hunter's Mark is definitely really good.
Yeah,
It
I like
allows you to,
Mark. I think that works.
especially for the extra damage.
Yeah, that kind of works with my whole shtick.
And kind of, the next spell really depends on the type of player you want to go for. Whether you want to be a little more of a support utility.
Yeah.
Were you saying before that you wanted to do like a Beastmaster type thing?
Is it Beast Bond?
Beast Bond could help.
Well, it needs to be friendly or charmed to me.
I've never played a ranger, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, because I got speak with animals, but that's decent.
Speak with animals is good if you want to go. If you want to take the time to, to try and find other animals and then use them to kind of, discuss situations and even potentially make deals with them to do favors or the like with you.
Okay. All right. Beast Bond's a little different because it's like I have to be friendly towards me. It says.
So, like, if you went down the route of Beastmaster, and you were then to beast spawn with them, you could send them out as a scout, essentially.
Okay.
You can also have a better conversation with them as opposed to just giving them a command and having them obey. There'll be like minor communication, but the same communication you can do with like your childhood dog.
I gotcha.
This just gives a little bit more of a connection within that. Alarm's decent since it gives you the ability to kind of close things or secure an area for X amount of time. Your wounds is useful if you want to have the ability of being able to bring someone up where you can help yourself in that moment, but with the limited spell slots that you have, it's kind of a if-then situation.
Yeah. Like maybe Tangle's always kind of good.
No, you can really use that to get a little bit more of a battlefield control.
Yeah.
Along with ensnaring strike, kind of does a similar effect.
Yeah.
Admittedly, you have to be up in melee range, but since it seems like you're going more for the archery set.
Does it say melee? It says weapon. It doesn't say melee.
Oh, that is true. Yep.
Next time you
It's
hit
a
a
weapon
creature
attack.
with a weapon attack before the spell ends, a writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact, and the target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be strained by the magical vines until the spell ends, up to a minute. A large or larger creature has advantage. So I'm tiny, so every creature is considered larger than me. Every medium size.
I think your character, while you're shorter than everyone, you're still considered a medium-sized creature.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Let's try this spell. The target takes up 1d6 piercing damage. So what's kind of the difference? Is ensnare do no damage at all, just ensnares? I'm sorry, entangle.
Look at the puppy.
He's good looking.
Hi, Goliath.
He's a big boy, aren't ya?
Cute.
And there. Anyone looking at y'all's streams has now seen my puppy, and now they're like, "Oh my God, the puppy!"
That's my baby. He just has my baby. He just has my puppy. That's my baby, though.
The other useful ones is Searing Smite.
Mm-hmm.
Is a great one if you want to be able to do a bit of extra damage. Snare kind of does roughly the same thing as Entangled or Ensnaring Strike. It limits the movement of a single
What's your
character. Fog Cloud is a pretty good utility spell because it allows you to just obscure an entire area. You can either use it to like move around, get yourself out of a dangerous situation. It's a good tactical. You're essentially throwing a smoke grenade.
Okay, that's not bad.
And another thing to kind of keep in mind with any spells that you do as like a quartercaster like you are, since you're not going to be focusing, depending on the subclass that you go for, since you may not be focusing so heavily on your spell capabilities, any saves that other creatures will do may not be as effective. So something that doesn't require a save or can just do some sort of X amount of damage may be more useful. Good Berries is also a really great one if you want to be more utilitarian. Simply for the fact you make 10 berries that
Hey, what's up, Batman? How's it going?
1 hit point each, but you pop that at the beginning of the day, and that's essentially 10 hit points you can dole out to whoever you need to, if you need to.
Now, see, my question is, why don't they have a spell called Bad Berry that does the opposite?
Right? Poisons enemies.
It's like, here, have a berry. Ooh, berry.
Just leave them laying around and hopefully someone grabs them. Alright, I think we are good.
I think I'm gonna do
Roll
Entangle,
back.
just because I think that'll help people's Hunter's Mark and Entangle, and I think I'm good.
Nice.
Alright, I think everyone's back, so we'll just we'll continue going forward. So.
Also, good berry is enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Very nice.
You guys get cut out in a tough situation.
Maybe next time.
No rations around. Here, have a berry.
Alright. Alright, so you guys continue on to head to Fendelver. And that will pop us into...
Fun fact, when I was running this for a group of people, or my friends, I couldn't pronounce it correctly, so I called it Falafladin.
You know
That's
what?
one way to say it.
It's yeah, I love it. It's like a falafel, but less tasty.
Sounds delicious.
Alright, so as you guys continue to have kind of your keep your guards up, keeping to the mission to just deliver these provisions off to Fendelin. The rudder tracks emerge from the wooden hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Fendelin. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built in old fieldstone foundation, more old ruins, crumbled stone walls covered with ivy and brands, surrounding newer homes and slopes, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set in the side of cart tracks, which wind into muddy main streets, sorts as it climbs towards the ruined manor. Oh God, I can't read this. As you approach, you see children playing in the town greens and town folks treading to chores and running errands at shops. Many people look up as you approach, but all return to their business as you go by. And if I have this right, I'm just gonna pop you guys over here.
Fendelver.
And you guys approach the town from the northern up here, which will be bam from the Triboard Trail. Actually, pop that over there. As you guys enter the town, you're able to see everything as it is. And one of the first buildings that you come across, which would be this red one over here, right above it, or right at the door entry, you're able to see it saying trading posts with the names Barthen's Provisions.
Barthen's got our gold.
Now we know where his home is, so we can rob him. Just kidding. I am, anyway.
You can do whatever you want, but there will be consequences to whatever you want.
I am a good guy. My consequences is me fucking dying.
Hey, that's twice you went down, or close to down, so.
I've went down once, and that's this time. The other time I had 2 HP left.
Nice.
That's why I sent him the gift that says I've fallen and I can't get up.
Nice.
I hope you fall down a cliff and die.
Hey!
That'll be funny. Not you, like Larissa. I hope Larissa falls down a cliff and dies.
In character. Alright, so we gotta go dropping off the provisions.
It's in character.
Yeah.
Yes, in character.
Use your accent.
Is Larissa driving the thing still? Or do we resume our other places?
Whatever.
Question: does Larissa have proficiency in land vehicles?
I'm willing to bet that none of you have proficiencies in land vehicles.
That's why I'm not driving.
I mean, I can roll proficiency and see if I got proficiency in a land vehicle.
No,
it
it's
would
actually a
be-
proficiency
You do
can
not.
get.
Yeah.
None of us do.
So, like, you can. These ox are fairly well trained, so they're able to just, keep you on the trail. Luckily, from here to there hasn't been anything major that would require you to make, any evasive maneuvers. So, fortunately, we didn't run through that issue. If we did, I would have had a lot of fun figuring out those roles. So, thank you for not bringing the wagon into combat.
Charge forward!
Run over the goblins.
As you
Oh,
guys,
we missed an opportunity there.
I'm regretting our decision.
I am not. As you guys kind of, as you guys approach Barthen's Provisions, the place where you guys are to drop them off, what do you guys do?
Look to see if the dude's here. I forget what his name is.
Do we see Barthen?
You do see a couple of people kind of working at the shop. It has a fairly kind of, think of it kind of like a barn style shop. So there are wide gate open doors that you can clearly see into the shop. You have biggest trading post. Alright, who is... Are you able to see an older gentleman? Yep, you're able to see an older gentleman and 2 younger folks, or 2 younger guys, just kind of doing a couple of stuff. As you guys kind of approach the area, you have the older gentleman kind of look and notice you guys as like, good evening. How may I assist you?
Barthen.
Yes, that is I.
Hello, Barthen. I died to bring you these provisions.
He kind of looks at you a little like, what?
He didn't die.
A
He's
little
exaggerating.
confused.
He's dramatic.
I saw the
confused.
koala of life.
Here we go.
He's just working on his new
Okay.
song. Don't worry about him.
Doesn't count unless you sing about it.
Oh, he's a bard. Yes, they're
Yeah.
always quite dramatic.
We have a delivery for you.
Oh, yes. Can I ask from who?
What are their names again?
Gundrick.
There you go, Gundrick.
Oh, yes, Gundrick. Interesting. He was supposed to arrive before you guys did. Was there a change of plans? Is he with you? And he
I
kind of like
think we found his horses on the road.
I pull out the leather empty mat case and just show him, say, this is all that was found on his horse with the other gentleman. There's no sign of them.
You
Silver.
see him completely like blood drained from his face, and he goes from kind of that more jovial, like happy mood into almost a crestfallen set. So like, no.
And I'm gonna ask him, what do you know?
Are they
What do you
dead?
know of this? What do you know? What was in the container?
It was a map. I don't want to say too much because Gundrick was pretty secret about it himself, but him and his brothers ended up finding something that he wouldn't really tell us anything more, but said that it would, it would alter the world and would change this town forever.
Probably
We made arrangements for.
now.
No, this is probably one of the worst case scenarios.
Are there
Did
any
you-
local goblin war bands nearby that you know of?
I was about to ask the same question.
There's we've been having some issues with bandits lately, which if you're telling me that goblins ended up being the ones to attack, I'm assuming it was them. We've had quite difficulties bringing any sort of provisions into here. Between myself and he kind of points to a building a little further down in the Lion Shield. We've barely been able to get any of the equipment we've been requesting. It's been quite difficult. I'm surprised you guys were able to make here, but you said you guys ended up running into trouble yourselves.
Yes.
Not
In
unscathed. Yeah.
I wasn't exaggerating too much. They did almost kill me.
I can now see what you mean by that. Sorry to make light of such a serious situation.
Yeah, you owe me a potion, by the way.
Yes, I do indeed. I'll give you one of my potions.
I'm gonna ask Arthur about the second half of our payment since we got the provisions here.
Oliver, just hold it for next time I go down. Then
That'll work as well.
you owe me one.
He kind of looks a little confused. Like, second half of your payments? Did he pay you in advance?
Nope, definitely did not. He did not pay us in advance.
I'm a man of my word. Half up front.
Yeah. If you guys wouldn't mind coming in, I have a room in back that we can discuss dealings. You see him kind of look over at the younger gentlemen and just kind of like, just make a gesture over to them, and without any communication beyond that, you see them kind of stop what they're doing and begin heading over to the wagon. Larissa, they come up to you and kind of, ask to take the reins from you and begin to uncart the oxen and move them further into a unloading zone for themselves and start pulling stuff off the cart. Barthen leads you into the back room, where there's kind of like it's a little scattered. It also seems to be an extra storage room for the place. Fairly small, maybe a 10 by 7 room, nothing too crazy. But there's a small table where he, gestures for you guys to sit down at as he goes to a different part of the room and begins pulling out some money for you guys. He comes back and, he lays out the final amount of money, which would be, 20 gold? Yeah. Puts down just a sack of 20 gold for you. Is like, here's the second half of the provisions for you guys. Can you tell me, is there anything else that you can tell me about the situation? He should have had protection with him as well. Were they found dead? Were you able to recover the bodies at least?
We found their horses.
We can't confirm if they're dead or not.
So there's a possibility they might still be alive then.
Yes.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I hate to ask, but you guys seem to be more than capable of handling yourselves. Would there be any way I can convince you guys to try and search and find them?
Well, it takes some money.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to pay you guys for a rescue mission to bring back Sildar and Gundrick.
How much? There's significant.
How much would you guys be willing? How much would you guys charge for something like this?
Let us discuss that amongst ourselves, and we'll come back to you.
Yeah, and he it's like you're welcome to discuss it here. I could take some time to bring in the inventory. I'll be back shortly. And he heads out of the room.
Well, we know he has an extra 20 coin.
Yes, we do know that. But rescuing 2 people from goblins who almost killed me.
And we don't know where they are.
Dangerous. We don't know where they're at.
20 coin each.
I could get behind that.
80 total. You can stomach that.
I say let's go.
$20 coin each.
Maybe start at 30 and then get down to
and
20.
let us look at whatever provisions or gear he has if we need to stock up before we head out free of charge.
I can try to convince him of that.
I wouldn't have won if I didn't.
We're down 1 health potion, that'd be great. And then, like I said, if we can get any other extra gear, anything upgradable that we can use, even on loan, we can get it back.
Sounds good to me. Sil, you think that sounds good? Larissa?
Yep, sounds good to me. I would ask for more money, but because I don't
Sounds
need
fine to
equipment,
me.
but you know.
There's always more money.
As long as none of us die, like Tavik said, there's always more money.
There's always more money.
And I guess I'll go talk to Barthen again.
After a bit of time, you can either head out to find him, or he will return in about like 15-20 minutes.
I'll go find him. The quicker I talk to him, the quicker we can get started on finding his friends. Time is
True.
kind of the essence. We don't know how long the goblins will keep them alive. If they're alive.
Yeah, you head out to find him. He's fairly easy to find. He's over by the wagon, kind of directing the 2 younger guys that they're clearly his helpers on where to go and what to do. Helping out himself. But as he sees you approach him, he kind of stops what he's doing, put it down, and then approach you as well. It's like I'm assuming you guys have a rough price. I'll pay what I can, but please know that I only have so much.
And I understand that. And I'm going to give you what the offer we agreed on. If you can think of a counter offer that's still good, I will gladly listen to it and deliver it to the others. But so Tavik, Sel and Tavik are uppermost people of the group. They think it's worth 80 gold and the ability to look through your equipment to see if we can use anything that could assist us in rescuing your 2 friends.
You want to give me a persuasion check to see how that sounds to him?
Yes. And I'm going to check something real quick.
Well, I guess before going any further, which may change the way you guys said view this. As I said earlier, 10 gold is usually the amount that an aristocrat in like just noble society would spend to live like a lavish lifestyle.
For a day.
But that's why I
For
said,
like, yeah, for a day.
That's why I also gave him the option to be able to haggle us down if like I don't roll good enough.
Right.
And here's hoping. What the fuck did I roll?
We're 19.
Persuasion. All right. As you kind of as you kind of give him that, and you bring up the price of 80, you can immediately see, like a look of just kind of like, my God, for like 80 gold pieces for this, and he's like, okay, to be completely frank and honest with you, like, while I am one of the only trading posts here, it's difficult to get anything in through anything, and everything's pretty expensive as it is. I already have to do as much of a 300% markup just to make it worth anybody's time to bring stuff in. And while it's difficult for me to say no to the 80 mark, the best I can offer you guys is 50 up front. As for any of the wares that I have access to, like you're welcome to use any of that for the continued barter, but from what I have available to myself, 50 is the highest I could go. Maybe beyond that, I could probably convince Gundrick to put up the rest, but for myself, I can only do as much as 50.
If we could convince Gunthrick to, for the rest of it, that would also be great. But as for right now, I'll go tell that to them, let them know, and then we're going to rescue him, no matter what. But I will be back.
Right.
And I will go back to Tavik and Sel and Narissa and relay what he said. So he can do 50 up front because he's, well, obviously not made of money. And he's one of the only people out there trading, and he has to mark up price everything. But they haven't been able to get their supplies. He said he could try to convince Gunthard to and his friend to pay us the rest of it after we rescue them. And he did say we could go looking through his stuff to see his wares, see if there's anything we could use to help.
I'm good with that. I don't even know if we need the 50 up front, but I'm good with it.
Yeah, 50 up front, good.
Okay.
Larissa?
Let them know.
50 up front, and then we'll take like 30 on credit.
There's 30 on credit, that's great. I like that.
Savage, I love it.
He can help figure out how to get that other 30 once the job's done.
50 just to go look for them. The other 30s if we find them alive.
Oh, I like that. We bring them back, yeah. Okay.
That's a good.
That's
50 if we find them dead, 50 and then 30 if we find them alive.
That will bring proof back, and that's good for. If that's good for him, him and Godric will figure out the other 30.
I'd like that idea. Let's go tell them.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna walk back to Arthur. Relate same thing to him. So we will 50 up front, yes, and we'll stick to the 50 if we find your friends dead. But if we find them alive, we will require 30 at some point afterwards. The 30's only if your friends are alive.
You can work that out.
And if he can work, if your friend Guthrid and his friend, what's his friend's name? Starts with S?
Sildor.
Sildor. If those two can work it out, even better.
If they can't, then we kill them, right? Is that no?
It's like, what the fuck?
We don't tell them what we're gonna do.
You guys really have me over barrel here, so I really don't have much of an argument here. But yes, like I'll scrounge up the 50. And I guess for the lives of my friends, yeah, I'll figure out a way of getting the other 30. If not myself, I'm sure one of Gundrick's brothers would be willing to, put up the rest.
Also, think of it like this. You're not just paying us to save your friends, because if the goblins have them, we'll also have to kill the goblins just to rescue them, so we'll be getting rid of the goblins too.
Oh. And if Gundrick has information that's going to change the realm, I'm sure 30 coin will be nothing.
Yeah, it's
Gundrick should have been quieter.
Unless you were there, that probably didn't get anywhere. But yeah, you can see Bartham kind of having a little bit of he's definitely swimming, if not slightly drowning, in the scenario that's going on with it. It's like, yeah, I can scrounge up the 50, and if you can bring them back alive, both of them. If we can bring both of them back alive, we can arrange the other 30. I can't guarantee I'll be able to get it all, today or even by the end of the week, but we'll get you the other 30.
Can figure that out.
And I believe you. I have utmost faith in you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for the confidence. But I would assume time would be of the essence of something like this. If there's anything here at the shop that I can assist you in the matters, we can add that to the to the provisional tab.
Show us to your stories.
And he guides you guys to kind of his shop and opens up everything there. He even shows you kind of the back room of any additional stuff that he would have around. So him being a trading post, you have access to have access to a series of adventuring gears. I'm not actually sure on the best way of showing you guys this, but I will. I'm gonna take screenshots and send you this stuff.
Interesting.
So I'll do that as one. Envelope. And then prices will vary on the items as well. Feel free to ask me the price of any of the items. So I'm going to send it through Discord. And
Hey, I'm gonna have to step away for just a second.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Do you want to send them? Maybe?
There it goes.
Ooh, let's see. We can get soap.
And Oliver, you need it.
I'll just take a shower or a bath.
Yeah, 50 feet of rope might be helpful.
Don't we have 50 feet of rope?
I think I do. I have
Probably.
Adventurer's Pack, but I don't know.
I might not because I have the Entertainer's Pack. No, I do not. I got a disguise kit.
Oh, that's right.
If it's not on that list, he does also have various amounts of rations as well.
Well, I mean, I don't see anything I could use.
Yeah, not really. I wonder if you had any like, more arrows or anything to help stock us up for the fight.
Oops.
What was it?
I mean, he has cold weather clothes. But I don't know if we're going to be in any cold weather.
I don't think so.
He does have arrows, crossbow bolts, and sling bullets.
Sling
Along
bullets? Okay. I don't have a sling, so...
Sling is fun.
A climber's kit, candles, bottles.
Climber's kit, probably. I like to grab the climber's kit, I think.
Climber's kit. Let me make a grocery list of what you guys are thinking about getting so I can refer to prices.
Yeah, I don't see anything I need, so...
I'm thinking climber's kit for me would be best if I can get somewhere perched up and start raining arrows.
While we're figuring all this out, I am going to give the potion that I have, or one of the potions I have to sell because I can cast healing magic.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take it.
Kit. He also has a healer's kit, hourglass, hunting traps, a couple of ladders ranging anywhere from 5 to 20 feet. The 20 and 15 feet ladders can collapse down to smaller sets, but you know, are still relatively, or have a weight associated with them. Spyglass, which is locked away.
So you said he has crossbow. Does he have a crossbow?
Yeah, a hand crossbow and a hand crossbow and just a regular crossbow.
I'd like to take the bolts and the hand crossbow.
It's crossbow.
That way I have
So,
some
like
sort of
crossbow?
ranged that's not... Yeah, just the hand crossbow. It's the 1d6 one.
Okay, a hand crossbow. You have proficiency with it?
Actually, that's a good question. Yep, I have proficiency with a hand crossbow.
Bolts. Okay, hand crossbow and bolts. Healer's kit is in there. Per quiver of crossbolts, there are 12 bolts.
How much does a hand crossbow cost?
Standard cost for a hand crossbow is expensive.
Gotcha.
150.
150 for a hand crossbow? Holy shit.
Yep.
That's the discounted rate?
Yeah, can we use it on loan to get his friends back?
That is actually not the discounted rate, since he has to up the ante or increase cost just to bring stuff in.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, he said he had a 300% markup.
Yeah.
You would know standard hand crossbows go anywhere from 60 to 80 gold pieces a piece each.
Gotcha.
You know what? Nah, I won't take the hand crossbow. I'm not gonna. I'll probably get a hand crossbow later.
Hold on. Did I just win? And
How much is the climber's kit?
The climber's kit. That's not shown on that list, so it's on this list. With the markup that he had to put, he's been putting on that one. The climber's kit. Oh, I just had it here. It's 75 gold pieces.
75. Jesus.
But the climber's kit does come with hemp ropes, pythons, I believe.
I have hemp rope already.
Have pittance. And a hammer.
Comes with that.
I'm assuming everything here is going to be out of price range for a lot of us.
Yeah, so we can just move on then. And try really hard to get his friends back. Yeah, I got 8
extra.
pieces.
The climber kits comes with. It doesn't tell me. Oh no, here it goes. Pittons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness.
Alright, maybe
Sorry
not.
about that, y'all.
All good. Alright, we probably got it. Yeah, we can't really buy anything. He's stupid pricey.
He does that for the sake of getting stuff done, and if it helps out, if you're, if you need to use the stuff and you can bring it back mostly, he won't charge you for any of it. It'll just be
Could
on
I
loan.
do a charisma check to see if I can't persuade them to lower their prices a little?
You can try.
I think I already got it to where it's gonna be though.
We could do a loan, like you said before. If we can take the crossbow just on and on loan to get his friends back and then return it,
Yeah.
we could pay for the bolts if he wants to make a big deal out of it. But like,
Probably wouldn't.
probably
But
would.
yeah, we could.
Yeah, any other heavier equipment, I'd be happy to put it out on loan. Especially if it helps you do that. And while he points at the prices there, it's like, while these are the prices that are for anybody that wishes to buy them, I will, if you want to keep them for yourself, I'll sell them to you at cost for me.
Let's start with the crossbow for sure, so we can, like I said, kind of arm ourselves up for this fight. We're gonna clear them out of the bandits and stuff and get their friends back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crossbow it costs for me is 60 gold pieces. But I'd easily lend that out to you guys.
All right, we'll take that.
The climber's kit at cost for me is 20 gold pieces.
I'd like to take that on loan if I need it. If I don't need it, I'll bring it back and be in one piece.
Yep, and the bolts, here's a quiver of 12. Like no cost. You can keep those afterwards as well.
Gotcha.
Free crossbow bolts. Let's go.
How much does it weigh, the climber's kit?
The climber's kit weighs 12 pounds. And then, like I said, the climber's kit comes with special pittons, boot tips, gloves, and harnesses. And a harness.
Okay, I'm good with that.
There's nobody in the
So
area that
you
has
guys are
spells,
taking-
is there? Spell scrolls?
For himself, I do have a couple of a couple of spell scrolls. Not too many of them. It's not really my major trade, but occasionally they do come through. Would you want to take a look at what I have?
Just a quick look, because it's probably going to be out of my price range, but
Yeah,
worth a shot.
Let's see what I have. He goes to the back and pulls out a couple of scrolls, which my random generator would like to load up. Alright. He has a spell scroll of Speak with Animals, level 1 Speak with Animals. Armor of Agathis. Find Familiar.
You're getting your spells.
And Identify.
Hey, I have Identify.
As level 1 spells, as he does have 2 level 2 spells for Invisibility.
That's okay. It's probably going to be out of my price range anyway, so I'm good.
Alright.
I have Identify anyway, so we don't need that.
Good to know.
How much is the spell for invisibility?
A level 2 spell scroll.
500 gold.
One second. Where?
You're loud.
Level 2 spell scrolls, 150 gold.
So I want to try using my charisma roll to see if I can't get those spells just a little bit cheaper for sell.
Yeah. You can try to give him persuasion.
So how do I do this?
So on your character sheet for the skill section,
Mm-hmm.
you should have a persuasion button.
Persuasion. Let me see.
For 13, spell scrolls are kind of expensive. But since you guys, are probably going to be using it to help them out, I could probably do with a 25% markdown. So you seem kind of do some rough calculations in his head. I could probably part for it with 112.
Nope, too rich for my blood.
Feel too expensive for resale?
Yep, too expensive for me.
I mean, we are using it to rescue your friends. The invisibility would help a lot. It could get us close to them to be able to rescue them. Are you sure you can't go any lower than that?
It's difficult enough to get the stuff that I've got here as it is. Like, I with the 50 gold that I'm already putting up as is, that more or less empties most of my coffers here. Inventory that I have is pretty much where most of my money has been invested in.
So how much is it per each person, the gold?
For the 50
I think
total?
it was like
Yes.
12 and a half or something like that.
About 12 each until we get the extra 30 at the end. Give or take.
And so that's you know, and of course anything you find from the goblins themselves, like they've been ransacking and pillaging most of
Sure.
what we have here. You know, I have to assume they've been attacking other people. You could probably find a small fortune in what they've already collected.
I will let you keep my part of the gold for one of those invisibility scrolls. Would that work?
12 gold pieces.
The 12 now, and then whatever we get when we return them.
Instead of 80, 60.
80, 60. That's still not. That, it still doesn't work out. I'd be taking a major loss.
But
I'd
your
rather
friends will
give
be
you.
safe.
Like I'd if you guys are willing to take the invisibility scroll as as payment on its own, I'd be willing to do that.
I don't even know if I don't even know if level 2 spell I can't even cast really perfectly yet, so I wouldn't not even worry about it.
Larissa, I think we'll be fine without the invisibility.
Yep.
After all, they like attacking me, so if anyone's going to die, it'll probably be me.
So we'll just pass on that for now.
I think we are good. We're set.
Yeah, rock and roll. Move up, get our hands dirty.
Wait, do I have any weapons that I can get? By chance? Because I know that I'm already equipped with like a small knife, but I think that's it.
Yeah, if you have a
Check.
weapon on loan.
We'll see.
And a quarterstaff. And a dagger.
You use a notice blast most of the time
Yeah,
anyway, to be
your
honest.
your
It's
weapon is
highest
in your
damage
mind.
right now.
Oh, and
Okay.
the cantrip, right? Because you can just keep firing that over and over.
Yeah, and an Eldritch Blast is basically a heavy crossbow, but you can add your modifier to Eldritch Blast, unlike other cantrips.
It's a nice
And a
one.
heavy crossbow does a D10.
Okay.
Yeah, same with me. I just cast spells and stuff. I don't have don't plan to use a melee weapon at all.
Well, then we're good.
Let's rock and roll.
Right. So he hands you the 50 gold and all the equipment that you guys have looked off on loan. The climber's kits and the hand crossbow. The bolts were given with that hand crossbow to use as you see fit. No need to return any that survive or don't.
That's the
So
crossbow.
what did we come out with? 12 and a half gold for each
Yeah.
one. Marking your sheets appropriately. And then for one
Half a
more
gold
thing,
is what? Is it
it's
50 silver?
5
30?
silver.
5 silver?
Yeah, 5 silver.
Alright,
So I just want to make sure on something.
Did we add the gold that we got initially from the dwarf?
I did.
Rick?
I did.
I did. You should have had 10.
That
Added
just
10.
if you guys added it or not.
Alright, I did not, so I'll add it now.
How much did we get for that?
We've got 10
10 gold.
up front. And now he just paid us 12 and a half.
Yeah. So between the
No, it was 5. It was 5 per
the
person,
starting
right?
guild mission and the provision mission, that should be 20. Including the 12 and a half that you just got, you should have, what is that, 32 and a half gold plus whatever starting gold you guys had in the beginning.
I had 10, so 42.
I had 15.
Yeah,
I went with
42.
I had 8.
42 gold pieces and 5 silver for you.
Is that the triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah, silver SP.
Yeah.
You said in
Yeah,
5 of those?
Yep. And then we won't be using the EP or the Electrium because I don't care for that. And then, so it's copper, silver, gold, and platinum.
Cool.
I do want to, Larissa, I think you gain all your spell slots after every short rest.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, so make sure that you have all your spell slots refilled. And then any level ups that you guys got there. So
Do I
from that, I
add
think
my
everyone.
spells here in my attack list here?
Yes. So
So
you should already have the spells pre-built in there.
It shows the archery is my fighting style, but
Yep. So that's fine. So the archery fighting style. Let me mess around with this a little bit. Can delete that. All right. Yeah. So whenever you make, so the attack modifier, the global attack modifier right now, is whenever you make a short bow or let's say a long bow attack, any archery, it'll do its normal thing. Does that? Wait a second. Is that just for attack, or is that also
Archery
damage?
is +2 to damage. No, +2 to attack. No, +2 to damage.
It's
+2 to attack.
To attack.
to attack.
With a bow.
Yeah. So you get a +2 when you make the attack, but it doesn't add anything to your damage. It just ensures you have a better chance of hitting, not so much on making the actual damage. I am going to add a global damage modifier to it, which will take place for your, there we go, for your hunter's mark. While it is listed on your sheet as as a
mark,
is that I'm actually going to take it off, and then we'll just have it be a click on and off. That way, when you roll damage, it'll just automatically factor that in.
If it's cast on someone?
Yes, if you have it cast on someone. And then we will mark that. So that's 1d6.
Hunter's Mark, the normal man's hex.
Yep. Good one.
Alright, and then I'm gonna delete it as a spell here. But you'll have it down there and you can use it there as well. So for spells, for spell slots you have 2 spell slots, since that's what you were given. And then, as you use a spell, any level 1 spell, be sure to take it away from that level 1 spell slot remaining. But aside for that, you're good there.
Okay, cool.
So I do see it is 7:07. Do we want to continue or call it?
I gotta call it. I gotta put kids to bed.
Call it. Yeah.
Alright. So we will call today's session here.
Cool.
I think that was a good session. I hope people enjoyed that. Sorry you went down, Oliver.
I got him back up
Your
pretty
game
quick.
does not like me.
As of right now.
He fell and he couldn't get up. Not for a little bit.
It's I'm try not to add too much say on things, but having your bard go into a known dangerous area is usually not the smartest thing.
No, we don't really have a tank, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm probably squishier than Oliver.
Don't worry. If Oliver dies, I'll bring a tank. He's going to be an angry tank, but he'll be a tank.
Alright, but we'll call it there. I'll add the notes and we'll adjust it from here. Just to keep things going, if we're going to keep onto the normal schedule, our next scheduled game would be April 21st. We can have discussions after that game to see if we want to ramp it up to every week for sessions.
I mean, I like the every week because I got so confused when we started today because doing it every 2 weeks, I don't really get to it's hard to remember mom brain. So it's hard to remember everything that goes on like 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, that's what
I'll be at work.
completely understand.
Every other Sunday I work, so I'll be there till about 6:30 at night.
Okay.
So I'm off every other Sunday.
Also, I'd probably stick to every other Sunday for me as well because me and Jake usually spend the weekend together because of work throughout the week.
So it seems like we'll be sticking to the every other Sunday for right now, and then depending on how it goes, we may be able to ramp it up. But for right now, we'll keep it to the 21st. Otherwise, we can have discussions in Discord about it.
Cool.
So I got nothing else for you guys. Tavik, if you have a moment, either if we can stay on for a little bit, or if we can meet up later tonight, we can discuss over your ranger sheet to get some of the minor details figured out.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. Sounds good. I'll stick around for a minute.
All right. Cool.
Later, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
See
guys.
Later.
Later.
See you later.
Later.
Bye.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Trying to cast anything. I'm gonna raid out to somebody, and then I'm gonna call it for now. I might be back on later. We will see who's on here. Thank you guys for watching, sticking around. Thank you, Snipes, for the raid. Let's switch it up. Yeah, it was fun. Especially once we get leveled up, you get more access to stuff, and it gets it's a little different. But I'm gonna send you guys over to 6-Shot. You can stick around. Nice. He's still there. Hopefully he's not leaving, but let's go raid 6-Shot. And adios. Bye, Mom.